Still alone, Carmen? No husband? No kids? How sad. Derek laughed at the family Easter party. His new wife smirked beside him. Carmen just checked her watch. Actually, Derek, my children are on their way. He laughed. Children? You? The garden gate opened. 3 children in adorable Easter bunny outfits ran through. Mommy, happy Easter! They jumped into Carmen's arms. Derek's smile vanished. The triplets turned around. They had his eyes, his nose, his dimples. His wife looked at the children, then at him. Those kids look exactly like you. But before we dive into the full story, let me know where you're watching from and what time it is. Now, subscribe to the channel and let's get started. Come on, Jessica, take another one. Make sure you can see my watch in this picture. Derek Morrison held his phone up high. The morning sun came through the big windows of his apartment in Midtown Atlanta. He smiled wide. His wife Jessica stood next to him. She wore a white dress. Derek wore a blue button-down shirt and expensive jeans. They took 5 pictures together. Derek looked at each one. He chose the best picture and posted it on social media. He typed the words, "Easter Sunday with my beautiful wife. Blessed and happy." Jessica looked over his shoulder at the phone. She smiled. "That is a good picture," she said. "We look perfect." Derek felt proud. He was 35 years old. He worked as a real estate agent in Atlanta, Georgia. 2 years ago, he divorced his first wife, Carmen Rodriguez. They were married for 6 years. Derek told everyone that Carmen was boring. He said she was not fun anymore. 3 months after the divorce, Derek married Jessica Hartwell. Jessica was younger than Carmen. She was 29 years old. She worked in marketing and made more money than Carmen ever did. Derek liked his new life. He liked showing people how happy he was. "We should leave soon," Jessica said. "Your mother said to come early." Derek nodded. He looked at himself in the mirror one more time. He put gel in his brown hair. He was tall, about 6 feet 2 inches. He had green eyes and deep dimples on both cheeks. He stood with his shoulders back. He looked successful. He looked like a winner. They walked out of the apartment and got into Derek's black BMW. Derek drove through the streets of Atlanta. It was a warm spring day. The trees had new green leaves. People walked on the sidewalks with their families. Derek turned on the radio. He felt good. "My mother always makes too much food for Easter," Derek said. "There will be ham, potato salad, deviled eggs, and probably 10 different desserts." Jessica laughed. "Your mother loves to cook." "Yeah," Derek said. "The whole family will be there. My brother Michael, my sister Patricia, my dad, all my cousins. It will be crowded." "Will Carmen be there?" Jessica asked. Derek's smile got smaller. "Probably. My mother always invites her. I do not know why. We have been divorced for 2 years." "That is strange," Jessica said. "My mother feels bad for her," Derek said. "But Carmen made her own choices. She could have been more exciting. She could have tried harder." Jessica nodded. Derek felt better when Jessica agreed with him. It proved he was right. They drove to Buckhead. This was a nice neighborhood in Atlanta, with big houses and tall trees. Derek's mother, Linda Morrison, lived in a large house with a garden. Derek parked the car on the street. They walked to the front door. Linda opened it before they could knock. She was 60 years old, with gray hair that she dyed light brown. She wore glasses and a floral dress. She smiled big. "Derek, Jessica, Happy Easter!" Linda hugged them both. They walked inside. The house smelled like ham and fresh bread. Derek's father, Thomas, sat in the living room reading the newspaper. Thomas was 62 years old. He was a retired police officer. He had a serious face, but he smiled when he saw Derek. "Happy Easter, son," Thomas said. "Happy Easter, Dad," Derek said. Derek's younger brother Michael was in the kitchen drinking coffee. Michael was 28 years old and worked as an accountant. He was shorter than Derek, with darker hair. "Hey, big brother," Michael said. "Hey," Derek said. "Where is Patricia?" "She is in the garden with the kids," Linda said. "They are hiding Easter eggs." Derek and Jessica walked through the house to the back door. The garden was beautiful. There were flowers everywhere, a green lawn, and a stone fountain in the middle. Children ran around looking for colored eggs in the grass. Derek's sister Patricia was helping them. Patricia was 32 years old and worked as a nurse. She had long brown hair and a ponytail. She waved when she saw Derek. Derek's cousin Robert walked over. Robert was 30 years old and worked in construction. He had a beer in his hand. "Derek, good to see you, man," Robert said. "Good to see you too," Derek said. They talked about work and sports. Derek drank a beer. Jessica talked to Patricia and Linda. More family members arrived. Aunts, uncles, cousins, and their children filled the garden. Everyone talked and laughed. The sun was warm. Derek felt happy. This was his family. This was his life. Then the gate on the side of the garden opened. Carmen Rodriguez walked in. She carried a glass dish covered with aluminum foil, and she wore simple jeans and a pink shirt. Her long, dark brown hair was in a ponytail. She had circles under her brown eyes. She looked tired. Derek saw her, and his mood changed. He felt annoyed. Why did his mother keep inviting her? The divorce was 2 years ago. Carmen needed to move on. "Hey, Robert," Derek said loudly. "Look who is here. It is my ex-wife, Carmen." Robert looked uncomfortable. "Yeah, I see her." "She is still single, you know," Derek said. He made sure his voice was loud enough for other people to hear. "No husband, no boyfriend, no kids, just Carmen all alone." Robert did not say anything. He looked down at his beer. Carmen walked over to Linda and gave her the dish. Linda hugged her and thanked her. Carmen smiled, but her smile looked tired. She took her phone out of her pocket and looked at it. Jessica walked over to where Derek was standing. She saw Carmen checking her phone. "Is that Carmen?" Jessica asked. "Yeah," Derek said. Jessica walked closer to Carmen. Derek followed her. Jessica had a smile on her face, but her voice was sharp. "Carmen, hi," Jessica said. "How are you? You look so tired. Are you okay?" Carmen looked up from her phone. "I am fine, thank you." "It must be hard living by yourself," Jessica said. "Do you get lonely?" Carmen's smile did not change. "I am not lonely." Derek laughed loud. "Come on, Carmen. You can be honest. You are alone all the time. You probably go home and talk to your cats." Some people nearby stopped talking. They looked at Derek. His brother Michael walked over. "Derek, stop," Michael said quietly. But Derek did not stop. He felt powerful. He felt like he was winning. "I am just saying the truth," Derek said. "Carmen is 33 years old now. She is not getting any younger. She has no husband. She has no kids. Time is running out." Carmen looked at her watch. Then she looked at Derek. Her face was calm, but her voice was clear. "My children will be here in 5 minutes," Carmen said. Derek laughed so hard he almost spilled his beer. He looked around at everyone. "Did you hear that?" Derek said. "Carmen says she has children. She is making up stories now. This is so sad." Jessica laughed too. "Carmen, you do not have to lie. It is okay to be single. You do not need to be embarrassed." "I am not lying," Carmen said. She looked at her watch again. "They will be here in 5 minutes." Derek kept laughing. Some people looked uncomfortable. Linda looked worried. Thomas put down his newspaper and walked outside. Patricia stood next to Michael. Everyone in the garden became quiet. Derek looked at the gate. He was still smiling. He did not believe Carmen. She was desperate and sad. She was making up stories to save face. Derek felt sure of it. 4 minutes passed. Nobody spoke. Everyone waited. Then, the garden gate opened. Derek's Aunt Maria walked in. She was Linda's older sister. She lived in Savannah. Maria was holding hands with 3 small children. There were 2 little girls wearing pink bunny costumes. There was 1 little boy wearing a blue bunny costume. The children looked about 4 years old. Derek stopped smiling. The children saw Carmen. Their faces lit up with joy. They screamed, "Mommy! Mommy!" They let go of Maria's hands and ran across the grass to Carmen. The 3 children ran across the grass. Their bunny ears bounced as they moved. They reached Carmen and wrapped their arms around her legs. Carmen knelt down. She hugged all 3 children at once. She kissed the top of their heads. "Hi, my babies," Carmen said. "Did you have fun with Aunt Maria?" "Yes," the little boy said. "We got candy." "We saw real bunnies at the park," one of the girls said. Carmen smiled. She reached up and took off their bunny ears. The sun was warm and the children looked hot. Derek stood frozen. He could not move. He stared at the children. His beer bottle hung loose in his hand. The garden was completely silent. Everyone stared. The 2 little girls had bright green eyes. They were the exact same color as Derek's eyes. The little boy had the same nose as Derek. All 3 children had deep dimples on both cheeks. The dimples showed when they smiled. They smiled exactly the way Derek smiled. Their faces looked like Derek's face when he was a child. The resemblance was impossible to ignore. Jessica's mouth fell open. She looked at the children. Then she looked at Derek. Then she looked back at the children. Her face went pale. "Derek," Jessica said. Her voice was loud and shaky. "Those kids look exactly like you. Exactly. Who are they?" Derek could not answer. His throat felt tight. He could not make words come out. His hands started shaking. He put his beer bottle down on a nearby table before he dropped it. His heart beat very fast. He felt dizzy. Linda walked slowly toward Carmen and the children. Her hand covered her mouth. Her eyes were wide. She stopped a few feet away. "Carmen," Linda said. Her voice was quiet and careful. Are these my grandchildren?" Carmen stood up. She held the hand of one little girl. The other girl and the boy stood close to her legs. Carmen looked at Linda. Then she looked at Derek. Then she looked at Linda again. She nodded. "Yes," Carmen said, "these are your grandchildren. This is Maya and Mia. They are twins, and this is Marcus." Linda made a sound like a cry. Tears filled her eyes. She put both hands over her mouth. Thomas walked up behind Linda. He looked at the children. His face was serious and surprised. Patricia came closer too. She looked at the children carefully. Then she looked at Derek. Her eyes were wide. "Derek," Patricia said, "they look just like you when you were little. Just like you." Derek finally found his voice. It came out weak and confused. I do not understand," Derek said. "Carmen, what is happening?" Carmen took a deep breath. She looked tired, but her voice was calm and steady. "I was 8 weeks pregnant when you left me, Derek," Carmen said. "I found out 1 week after the divorce was final. I went to the doctor because I felt sick. The doctor told me I was pregnant. She did an ultrasound. She said I was carrying triplets. The whole garden was silent. Everyone listened. Nobody moved. Derek felt like the world was spinning. He could not breathe right. I tried to call you," Carmen continued, "but you blocked my number. I went to your apartment 3 times. You saw me through the window, but you would not open the door. I sent you letters, 5 letters. You sent all of them back unopened. You wrote return to sender on every single one." Derek's face turned completely white. He remembered those letters. He saw Carmen's name on the envelopes. He did not read them. He threw them away. He did not want to hear from her. He wanted to move on with his life. "You told me during our marriage that you never wanted children," Carmen said. "You said it many times. You said children would ruin your life. You said they cost too much money. You said you would never be a father. So when you blocked me and refused to talk to me, I made a decision. I decided to respect your wishes. I did not take you to court. I did not ask for child support. I raised Maya, Mia, and Marcus alone for 4 years." Patricia started crying. Tears ran down her face. She looked at Carmen with pain in her eyes. "4 years?" Patricia said. "Carmen, I missed 4 years with them. I have niece and nephews, and I did not even know." "I am sorry," Carmen said. Her voice cracked a little. "I did not know what to do." "Why did you not tell us?" Linda asked. She was crying too. "Why did you not tell the family? We would have helped you. We would have been there." Carmen looked down at her children. Maya held her hand tight. Mia and Marcus pressed against her legs. Carmen's eyes filled with tears, but she did not let them fall. "I was ashamed," Carmen said, "and I was scared. Derek told me I was boring. He told me I was not enough. He made me feel worthless. When he left, I thought maybe he was right. Maybe I was not good enough. I thought, if I told you about the babies, you would not believe me. Or you would think I was trying to trap him. Or you would take his side. I could not handle that. So I moved to a small apartment in East Atlanta. I stayed away from family events. I worked 2 jobs. I did everything by myself." Michael walked closer. He looked angry and sad at the same time. "What 2 jobs?" Michael asked. "I teach at an elementary school in Decatur during the day," Carmen said. "At night and on weekends, I work as a bookkeeper for small businesses. I work from home after the children go to sleep." Linda put her hand over her heart. "You did all that alone? With 3 babies?" Carmen nodded. "Yes, my parents helped when they could, but most of the time it was just me and my children." Thomas turned to look at Derek. His face was hard and disappointed. Derek could not look at his father. He looked at the ground. His whole body felt cold. Jessica stepped away from Derek. She looked at him like she did not know him. "Derek, did you know about this?" Jessica asked. "Did you know she was trying to contact you?" Derek shook his head. His voice came back, but it was quiet and broken. "I did not know about the children," Derek said. "I did not read her letters. I just wanted to move on. I did not want to deal with anything from my old life." "You blocked her," Michael said. His voice was hard. "You refused to open your door. You sent her letters back. What did you think she wanted to tell you, Derek?" Derek had no answer. He realized how stupid he had been. He realized how cruel he had been. Carmen was trying to tell him something important. She was trying to tell him about his children, and he refused to listen. He ran away. The children started to look scared. They heard the serious voices. They saw the adults looking upset. Marcus started to cry softly. Carmen picked him up and held him. "It is okay, baby," Carmen said softly. "Everything is okay." Maya looked at Derek. Her green eyes were exactly like his eyes. She held Carmen's hand tight. "Mommy, who is that man?" Maya asked. "Why is everyone looking at him?" Carmen looked at Derek. Then she looked at her daughter. She knelt down again so she was at Maya's eye level. "That man is your father," Carmen said gently. "His name is Derek. He is your daddy." Mia looked at Derek with big eyes. "We have a daddy?" "Yes," Carmen said. "You have a daddy." Marcus stopped crying. He looked at Derek from Carmen's arms. Where was he? Carmen's face was sad, but she kept her voice calm. He was away, but now he is here. Thomas Morrison walked toward Derek. His face was full of anger and disappointment. Thomas stopped in front of Derek. He was a tall man with gray hair and a strong build. He spent 30 years as a police officer in Atlanta. He taught his children to be responsible and honest. He looked at Derek with hard eyes. "Did you know about these children?" Thomas asked. His voice was low and serious. Derek shook his head. "No, I did not know." "Carmen tried to contact you," Thomas said. "She came to your apartment. She sent you letters, and you blocked her. You sent her letters back without reading them. Why?" Derek felt like a child being scolded. He could not look at his father's face. He looked at the grass instead. "I wanted to move on," Derek said quietly. "I did not want to think about the divorce anymore. I did not want to think about Carmen. I just wanted to start my new life." "So you blocked her," Thomas said. "You refused to open your door. You threw away her letters. You did not think she might need to tell you something important?" Derek had no answer. He felt stupid. He felt ashamed. His father was right. He should have listened. He should have at least read one letter. "That was cruel," Thomas said. "That was irresponsible. That was the behavior of a coward, not a man." Derek flinched. His father never called him a coward before. The word hurt. Jessica walked up to Derek. Her face was red. Her hands were shaking. She stood in front of him with angry eyes. "What else are you hiding from me?" Jessica asked. Her voice was loud. "What else did you lie about?" "I did not lie to you," Derek said. "I did not know about the children. I swear." "You told me Carmen was boring," Jessica said. "You told me the divorce was normal. You told me she was the problem. But you blocked her. You refused to talk to her. You sent her letters back. That is not normal, Derek. That is not what a good person does." Derek tried to think of something to say, but Jessica was right. He told her Carmen was boring and not fun. He told her the divorce was Carmen's fault. He made himself look like the victim. But he was not the victim. He was the one who ran away. "I did not know how to explain it," Derek said weakly. "You lied to me," Jessica said. "You lied about who you are. You lied about why your marriage ended. I married you because I thought you were a good man. I thought you were honest. But you are not. You are a liar. You are a coward." Jessica turned away from Derek. She walked across the garden to a table with drinks. She poured a large glass of wine and drank half of it fast. Derek stood alone. He looked around. Nobody came to stand with him. His cousin Robert walked away to talk to other people. His brother Michael stood with Patricia. They both looked at Derek with disappointed faces. Derek felt completely alone in a garden full of his family. The 3 children were no longer scared. Aunt Maria brought them chocolate Easter eggs from a basket. Maya took the eggs and smiled. She walked over to a little girl sitting on the grass. The little girl was 5 years old. Her name was Emily. She was Patricia's daughter. "Do you want some eggs?" Maya asked Emily. Emily looked at the chocolate. She nodded. Maya gave her 3 eggs. Emily smiled. "Thank you," Emily said. "You are welcome," Maya said. She sat down next to Emily. They opened the chocolate together. Marcus saw some toys on the grass. Other children were playing, and they dropped toy cars and a stuffed rabbit. Marcus walked over and picked up the toys. He brought them to a small boy standing nearby. The boy said, "Thank you." Marcus smiled. Mia held a piece of paper in her hand. She walked up to Linda. Linda was wiping tears from her face. Mia looked up at her grandmother. "I made a drawing. Mia said quietly. Linda looked down. She knelt so she was at Mia's height. Can I see it? Mia held up the paper. It was a drawing of 3 stick figures holding hands. One had a pink dress. One had a blue shirt. One had a yellow dress. They all had big smiles. Above them, Mia drew a sun and some clouds. That is beautiful, Linda said. Her voice shook. Who are they? That is me, Maya and Marcus, Mia said. She pointed to each figure. We are holding hands. Linda started crying again. She put her hand over her mouth. It is so beautiful, sweetheart. Mia looked worried. Why are you crying? Because I am happy, Linda said. I am so happy to meet you. Carmen walked over. She stood next to Mia. Linda looked up at Carmen. Linda's face was full of pain and regret. Carmen, can I hug them? Linda asked. Can I hug my grandchildren? Carmen looked at her children. Then she looked at Linda. She nodded. Yes, you can hug them. Linda opened her arms. Mia stepped into her arms first. Then Marcus came over. Maya stopped eating chocolate with Emily and ran over too. Linda knelt on the grass and held all 3 children at once. She cried while she held them. Her whole body shook with tears. I am your grandmother, Linda said through her tears. I am your grandma, Linda. I love you so much. I wish I knew about you before. I wish I could have been there. The children did not fully understand. They looked confused, but they hugged Linda back. They were kind children. Carmen taught them to be kind. Derek watched from far away. He stood near the fence on the other side of the garden. He saw his mother hold his children. He saw his daughter share chocolate. He saw his son help pick up toys. He saw his other daughter show her drawing. His children were good. They were polite and happy. Carmen raised them well. She did everything alone, and he was not there. Derek thought about the past 4 years. He thought about all the things he missed. He was not there when Carmen felt sick during pregnancy. He was not there when she went to the doctor alone and found out she was carrying 3 babies. He was not there when she was scared. He was not there when the babies were born. He did not hear their first cries. He did not see them open their eyes for the first time. He missed their first words. He missed their first steps. He missed their first birthdays. He missed every single important moment. Derek felt a pain in his chest. It was sharp and deep. It felt like his heart was breaking into pieces. He caused this. He blocked Carmen. He refused to listen. He ran away. This was his fault. All of it. Patricia walked over to Derek. She stood next to him, but she did not look at him. She looked at the children playing. I have a niece and 2 nephews, Patricia said. Her voice was sad. I missed 4 years with them. 4 years. I missed their whole lives so far. Derek said nothing. He did not know what to say. You did this, Patricia said. She turned to look at Derek. Her eyes were angry. You blocked Carmen. You refused to talk to her. You acted like she did not exist. And now we all lost 4 years with those children. I did not know, Derek said. His voice was quiet. You did not want to know, Patricia said. That is different. You could have read her letters. You could have opened your door. You could have listened. But you did not. You were too selfish. You were too scared. I know, Derek said. I know I was wrong. Being wrong is not enough, Patricia said. You need to fix this. You need to figure out how to be a father to those children. You need to stop making excuses and start doing something. Patricia walked away. She went to join Linda and the children. She knelt down next to them. She introduced herself. The children smiled at her. Derek watched. His whole family was gathering around Carmen and his children. Nobody was talking to him. Nobody was standing with him. He was alone. Derek took a deep breath. He needed to talk to Carmen. He needed to figure out what happens next. He walked across the garden toward where Carmen was standing. Carmen was talking to Linda and Patricia. The children were playing nearby. Derek stopped a few feet away. "Carmen," Derek said, "can we talk?" Carmen turned to look at him. Her face was calm, but her eyes were cold. She did not move toward him. She stayed where she was. She looked at him for a long moment. Then she turned back to Linda. She did not answer him. She kept her children close to her side. Derek stood there, waiting for Carmen to answer. She kept talking to Linda and Patricia. She did not look at him. After a long moment, Derek spoke again. "Carmen, please," Derek said. "We need to talk about this." Carmen stopped talking to Linda. She turned to face Derek. Her face stayed calm. Her voice was steady and clear. "There is nothing to talk about, Derek," Carmen said. "You made your choice 4 years ago." "I did not know about them," Derek said. He pointed at the children. "I did not know I had children." "That is because you did not want to know," Carmen said. "I tried to tell you. You blocked me." Derek felt frustrated. He took a step closer. His voice got louder. "I want to meet them properly now," Derek said. "I want to be their father. They are my children." Carmen's eyes became colder. She did not step back, but her body became tense. "Being a father is not about DNA, Derek," Carmen said. "It is about showing up every single day." "I am here now," Derek said. "I want to be here now." "Now." Carmen's voice was still calm, but her words were sharp. "Where were you when I was 8 weeks pregnant and throwing up every morning? Where were you when I went to the doctor alone and found out I was carrying 3 babies? Where were you when I was terrified and had no idea how I would do this alone?" Derek opened his mouth, but Carmen kept talking. "Where were you when I almost died giving birth?" Carmen said. "The doctors said my blood pressure was too high. I had an emergency C-section. I was in the hospital for a week. I almost did not make it. Where were you, Derek?" Derek felt his face get hot. He had no answer. "Where were you during the sleepless nights?" Carmen continued. "Where were you when all 3 babies had fevers at the same time and I drove to the emergency room alone at 3 o'clock in the morning? Where were you when Marcus had an ear infection and cried for 6 hours straight? Where were you when Maya fell and hit her head and I thought she might have a concussion?" Each question felt like a punch. Derek could not speak. The whole family was listening. Everyone heard Carmen's words. "Where were you for their first words?" Carmen asked. "For their first steps? For their first day of preschool? Where were you for every single birthday? You were not there, Derek. You were not there for any of it. So do not stand here now and tell me you want to be their father. You do not get to walk in and pretend to be a hero." The children were playing near a table with food, but Marcus heard the loud voices. He looked over at his mother. He saw Derek standing close to her. He saw Carmen's face. Marcus started to cry. He ran to Carmen and wrapped his arms around her legs. "Mommy!" Marcus cried. Carmen immediately picked him up. She held him against her chest. She rubbed his back. "It is okay, baby," Carmen said softly. "It is okay." She looked at Derek. Her voice was firm. "You are scaring my son," Carmen said. "You need to step back." Derek's face turned completely red. He felt embarrassed and angry at the same time. He felt like everyone was against him. He felt like Carmen was keeping his children from him. His voice got even louder. "They are my children too," Derek said. "I have legal rights. You cannot keep them from me." Maya and Mia heard the loud voice. They stopped playing and looked scared. Maya grabbed Mia's hand. They both ran to Carmen. Carmen put Marcus down and knelt down. She held all 3 children close to her. Patricia moved fast. She stepped between Derek and Carmen. Her face was angry. "Derek, stop it," Patricia said. "You are acting like a child. You are scaring them." "They are my kids," Derek said again. "I have a right to see them." "You have a right?" Patricia's voice was sharp. "You blocked their mother. You refused to talk to her. You sent back her letters. You ran away. And now you think you can yell about your rights?" Thomas walked over. He stood next to Patricia. He looked at Derek with hard, disappointed eyes. "Derek, you need to calm down," Thomas said. "You need to listen to yourself. You are making demands. You are yelling. This is not how a father acts." "I just want to know my children," Derek said. His voice was still loud and frustrated. "Then prove it," Thomas said. "Prove it through your actions, not your words. Yelling and making threats will not work. You need to show Carmen and these children that you are trustworthy. You need to earn your place in their lives. You do not get it automatically." Derek looked at his father. He looked at his sister. He looked at Carmen holding the 3 children. He felt trapped. He felt like nobody understood. But before he could say anything else, Jessica walked over from the other side of the garden. Jessica had been drinking wine. She finished 3 glasses. Her face was red, and her steps were not steady. She walked right up to Derek. Her eyes were angry and hurt. "I want a divorce," Jessica said. Her voice was loud. Everyone heard her. Derek turned to look at her. "Jessica, not now." "Yes, now," Jessica said. "I married you because you told me you were a good man. You told me your ex-wife was boring and difficult. You told me the divorce was her fault. But that was a lie. You lied to me, Derek." "I did not lie," Derek said. "Yes, you did," Jessica said. "A good man does not block his ex-wife. A good man does not refuse to read her letters. A good man does not run away from his problems. You are not a good man. You are a liar. You are a coward." Derek felt like the ground was falling away under his feet. His wife was calling him a coward in front of his entire family. "Jessica, please," Derek said quietly. "Can we talk about this at home?" "No," Jessica said. "I do not want to go home with you. I do not want to be married to you. I cannot trust you. I do not even know who you are." Jessica reached down and pulled her wedding ring off her finger. She threw it at Derek's feet. The ring hit the grass and bounced. Everyone stared at it. "I am calling an Uber," Jessica said. She took her phone out of her purse. "I will go to the apartment tonight and get my things. I do not want to see you there. Go somewhere else." Derek tried to step toward her. "Jessica, wait. Let's talk about this." "No," Jessica said. She was already looking at her phone. "I am done talking. My lawyer will contact you." Derek reached for her arm, but Thomas grabbed Derek's shoulder. Thomas pulled Derek back. "Let her go," Thomas said. "You need to let her go and focus on the real problem here." Jessica ordered her Uber. She stood on the sidewalk near the front of the house, waiting for the car. She did not look back at Derek. She did not say goodbye to anyone. When the car arrived, she got in and left. Derek stood alone in the middle of the garden. He felt like everything was falling apart. His wife just left him. His family was angry at him. His children were scared of him. He felt completely lost. He walked over to an empty table and sat down. He put his head in his hands. He tried to breathe. He tried to think. But his mind was a mess. He looked up and saw Carmen talking to his mother again. Linda's face was wet with tears. She held Carmen's hands. "I am so sorry," Linda said to Carmen. "I should have called you after the divorce. I should have stayed in touch. I believed Derek when he said you wanted space. I believed his story. I am so sorry." "It is not your fault," Carmen said. "You did not know." "But I should have known," Linda said. "I should have checked on you. You were my daughter-in-law for 6 years. I loved you. And then Derek said you were boring and difficult, and I just believed him. I did not question it. I am so sorry." Carmen put her hand on Linda's arm. "It is okay. I understand. I am just glad we are here now." Linda wiped her eyes. She looked at the 3 children playing with Patricia. Patricia was showing them a flower from the garden. The children were smiling and happy. "Can I see them again?" Linda asked. "Can I be part of their lives? Can I babysit them sometimes? Can I get to know them?" Carmen smiled. It was a real smile. The first real smile Derek saw from her all day. "Yes," Carmen said. "Of course. They should know their grandmother. They should know their family." Linda started crying again, but this time she was smiling too. She hugged Carmen tight. Derek watched this moment from across the garden. He realized that his own mother now had more access to his children than he did. His mother could babysit them. His mother could spend time with them. But he could not. He was a stranger to them. He was the man who scared them with his loud voice. This realization broke something inside Derek. He felt a deep, painful sadness fill his chest. He put his head back in his hands and tried very hard not to cry in front of everyone. Derek sat at the empty table for a long time. He did not move. He watched his family talk to Carmen and play with the children. Nobody came to talk to him. He felt invisible. He felt like he deserved to be invisible. Time passed slowly. The sun moved lower in the sky. It was late afternoon now. Some guests started to leave. Aunts and uncles said goodbye to Linda. They hugged Carmen before they left. They told her to stay in touch. They told her they wanted to see the children again. Carmen smiled and said yes. Nobody said goodbye to Derek. By early evening, most of the guests were gone. Only the Morrison family remained in the garden. The sky turned orange and pink. The air became cooler. The children were tired from playing all day. Mia walked over to Carmen and held her arms up. Carmen picked her up. Mia put her head on Carmen's shoulder. Her eyes closed. She was falling asleep. Maya and Marcus sat on the grass near Linda. Linda gave them a picture book about animals. They sat close together, looking at the pictures. Linda pointed at a giraffe and told them what it was called. Maya and Marcus listened. Their voices were quiet and sleepy. Derek had been sitting alone at the table for almost 2 hours. He did not eat. He did not drink. He just sat and thought. He thought about everything Carmen said. He thought about all the moments he missed. He thought about how he blocked Carmen and refused to listen. He thought about how he married Jessica just to prove he moved on. He thought about how he made fun of Carmen in front of everyone. He felt ashamed. He felt stupid. He felt like the worst person in the world. Carmen started to pack up her things. She had brought a glass dish with food inside. Linda gave her the dish back, now empty and clean. Carmen put it in a bag. She gathered the children's bunny ears and put them in another bag. She was getting ready to leave. Derek saw this and knew he needed to do something. He could not let her leave without trying one more time. Derek stood up. His legs felt weak, but he forced himself to walk. He walked across the garden to where Carmen was packing. Linda was helping her carry things. Derek stopped a few feet away. His voice was quiet. "Carmen," Derek said, "I know I was wrong." Carmen put a bag in her car. She did not look at Derek. She went back to get another bag. Derek kept talking. "I know I hurt you," Derek said. "I know I was selfish and stupid. I am sorry." Carmen picked up another bag. She still did not look at Derek. She walked past him to her car. Derek felt desperate. He did not know what else to say. He did not know what else to do. He watched Carmen put the bag in her car. She turned around and walked back to get more things. Derek felt like he was losing his last chance. Without thinking, Derek dropped to his knees. He knelt on the grass in front of everyone. Linda stopped moving. Patricia and Michael turned to look. Thomas walked closer. Carmen stopped walking. She looked at Derek on his knees. Her face did not change. "Please," Derek said. His voice shook. "Please give me one chance. One chance to know my children. I will do anything. I will go to court. I will pay child support. I will prove I changed. I just want to be their father. Please." Tears ran down Derek's face. He did not try to hide them. He cried in front of his whole family. Carmen stood there looking at him. She did not move toward him. She did not move away. She just looked at him for a long moment. "Derek," Carmen said. Her voice was tired. "This is not about you anymore." "I know," Derek said. "I know it is about them. I want to be there for them. I want to be a good father." "You do not understand," Carmen said. "This is not about what you want. This is about what is best for Maya, Mia, and Marcus. They do not know you. They do not need you. They have a good life without you." Derek felt like she punched him in the chest. But he knew she was right. "They are 4 years old," Carmen continued. "They are happy. They are healthy. They have everything they need. If you want to be part of their lives, you have to prove that you will not hurt them. You have to prove that you will not disappear again. I will not let you damage my children the way you damaged me." Derek nodded. Tears kept falling from his eyes. "I promise. I promise I will not hurt them. I promise I will not disappear. I will be there. I will show up. I will do everything right." Carmen looked at him for another long moment. Her face was unreadable. "I need to think about it," Carmen said. "I need to talk to a lawyer. I need to make sure my children are protected." "I understand," Derek said. "I will do whatever you want. Whatever the lawyer says, whatever the court says, I will do it all." "I am not making any promises," Carmen said. "I do not trust your words, Derek. I only trust actions. If you want to be in their lives, you have to show me. You have to prove it every single day." "I will," Derek said. "I will prove it. I swear." Carmen did not respond. She turned away from Derek, and she called to her children. "Maya, Mia, Marcus," Carmen said. "It is time to go home." The children looked up from their picture book. Maya and Marcus stood up. They walked over to Carmen. Carmen was still holding Mia. Linda walked with them. Linda's eyes were red from crying. She knelt down in front of Maya and Marcus. "Can I give you a hug goodbye?" Linda asked. Maya and Marcus looked at their mother. Carmen nodded. The children hugged Linda. Linda held them tight. She kissed the tops of their heads. "I love you," Linda said. "I will see you again soon, okay?" "Okay," Maya said. Linda stood up. She hugged Carmen. "Please call me. Please let me see them again." "I will," Carmen said. "I promise." Carmen walked to her car. She opened the back door. She put Mia in her car seat. Mia was almost fully asleep now. Then Carmen helped Maya and Marcus into their car seats. She checked their seat belts. She closed the door. She walked around to the driver's side. She got in the car. She did not look at Derek. Derek was still on his knees. He watched Carmen start the car. He watched the red taillights turn on. He watched the car back out of the driveway. He watched it drive down the street. The lights got smaller and smaller. Then they disappeared. Derek stayed on his knees. He felt completely empty. Jessica was gone. His children were gone. His perfect life was gone. Everything fell apart in one day. Thomas walked over to Derek. He put his hand on Derek's shoulder. Derek looked up at his father. "You have a lot of work to do," Thomas said. His voice was serious. "Sorry is not enough. You need to show up. You need to be consistent. You need to be the man I thought I raised." Derek nodded. He could not speak. His throat felt too tight. "Get up," Thomas said. "Go home. Think about what you are going to do, and then do it." Derek stood up slowly. His knees hurt from kneeling on the grass. He looked around the garden. His family stood there watching him. Nobody smiled. Nobody said it would be okay. They all looked disappointed. Derek walked to his car alone. He got in and drove away. The Morrison house disappeared behind him. Everything was different now. His old life was over. He did not know what came next, but he knew one thing. He caused this, and now he had to fix it. Derek drove through the streets of Atlanta. The sun was setting. The sky was dark orange and purple. He did not turn on the radio. He did not want to hear music. He just drove in silence. His mind kept replaying everything that happened. He saw Carmen's face. He saw his children's faces. He saw his mother crying. He saw Jessica throw her ring at his feet. Everything was a mess. Derek arrived at his apartment building in Midtown. He parked his car in the garage. He took the elevator to the 5th floor. He walked down the hallway to his apartment door. He put his key in the lock and opened the door. The apartment was dark and quiet. Derek turned on the lights. He walked through the living room. Something felt different. He looked around. Jessica's decorations were gone. The painting she bought for the wall was gone. Her magazines on the coffee table were gone. Derek walked to the bedroom. He opened the closet. All of Jessica's clothes were gone. Her shoes were gone. Her suitcases were gone. Derek looked in the bathroom. Her makeup was gone. Her perfume bottles were gone. Her toothbrush was gone. Jessica took everything. Derek walked back to the kitchen. He saw a piece of paper on the counter. He picked it up. It was a note from Jessica. The note said, "Derek, I filed for divorce this morning. My lawyer will contact you. Do not call me. Do not text me. Do not come to my office. We have nothing to talk about. I trusted you and you lied to me. I cannot be married to someone I do not trust. Jessica." Derek put the note down. He expected this. Jessica told him at the party that she wanted a divorce. But seeing the note made it real. His second marriage was over. He was alone. Derek sat down at the kitchen table. He thought about Jessica. He thought about why he married her. He realized something. He never truly loved Jessica. He married her because she was younger than Carmen. He married her because she made more money than Carmen. He married her because he wanted to prove that he moved on. He wanted to prove that he won. But it was all fake. He never loved Jessica. He just loved the idea of what she represented. Derek felt tired. He went to bed, but he did not sleep well. He woke up many times during the night. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw the faces of his children. He saw their green eyes. He saw their dimples. He saw them run to Carmen, calling her mommy. When morning came, Derek felt exhausted. It was Monday morning. Derek got out of bed. He took a shower. He got dressed. He looked at his phone. He had 3 missed calls from his boss. Derek called his boss back. "Derek, where are you?" his boss asked. "You have a meeting at 9 o'clock with the Johnson family." "I cannot come in today," Derek said. "I have a personal emergency. I need a few days off." "A few days?" his boss said. "Derek, we are in the middle of closing 3 deals. I need you here." "I am sorry," Derek said. "This is a family emergency. I need time to deal with it." His boss was quiet for a moment. Then he sighed. "Okay, take the rest of the week, but I need you back on Monday." "Thank you," Derek said. Derek hung up the phone. He sat on the couch. He needed to find a lawyer. He needed to figure out what to do about the children. He opened his laptop and searched for family lawyers in Atlanta. He looked at several websites. He read reviews. He found a lawyer named Sharon Hayes. Her office was in downtown Atlanta. Her website said she specialized in child custody cases. She had good reviews. People said she was honest and direct. Derek called her office. "Hayes Law Firm," a woman's voice said. "Hello," Derek said. "My name is Derek Morrison. I need to speak to Sharon Hayes about a child custody case." "Is this for an existing case or a new case?" the woman asked. "A new case," Derek said. "Sharon has an opening this afternoon at 2 o'clock, the woman said. "Can you come in then?" "Yes," Derek said. "I will be there." "I will put you in the schedule," the woman said. "The office is on Peachtree Street, downtown, Suite 400. "Thank you," Derek said. Derek spent the morning sitting in his apartment. He did not eat breakfast. He did not feel hungry. He just sat and thought. At 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Derek got in his car and drove downtown. Traffic was heavy. It took him 30 minutes to get there. He parked in a parking garage and walked to the building. He took the elevator to the 4th floor. He found Suite 400. The door had a sign that said, "Hayes Law Firm." Derek opened the door and walked in. The office had a waiting area with chairs and magazines. A young woman sat at a desk. She looked up and smiled. "Are you Derek Morrison?" she asked. "Yes," Derek said. "Sharon will be with you in a few minutes," the woman said. "You can have a seat." Derek sat down. He looked around the office. The walls were painted light gray. There were pictures of families on the walls. Derek felt nervous. After 10 minutes, a door opened. A woman walked out. She was about 50 years old. She had short gray hair and wore a black suit. She looked professional and serious. "Mr. Morrison?" she said. Derek stood up. "Yes." "I am Sharon Hayes," she said. She held out her hand. Derek shook it. "Come with me." Derek followed Sharon down a hallway to her office. The office had big windows that looked out over downtown Atlanta. There was a large desk and 2 leather chairs. Sharon sat behind the desk. Derek sat in one of the chairs. "Tell me why you are here," Sharon said. Derek took a deep breath. He told Sharon everything. He told her about his divorce from Carmen 2 years ago. He told her how he blocked Carmen's phone number and sent back her letters. He told her about the Easter party yesterday. He told her about the 3 children. He told her how he did not know Carmen was pregnant. He told her how Carmen raised the children alone for 4 years. Sharon listened without interrupting. She took notes on a legal pad. When Derek finished talking, Sharon put down her pen and looked at him. "Mr. Morrison," Sharon said, "I am going to be honest with you. The court is not going to look kindly on you." Derek felt his stomach drop. "What do you mean?" "You blocked your ex-wife," Sharon said. "You refused to read her letters. You made it impossible for her to contact you. It does not matter that you did not know about the children. You are the one who created that situation. The court will see that you ran away from responsibility." "But I want to be a father now," Derek said. "I want to see my children." "I understand," Sharon said. "But you need to understand the reality. You will have to pay child support, not just current child support. You will have to pay back child support for the past 4 years. For 3 children. That is a significant amount of money." Derek felt sick. "How much?" Sharon picked up a calculator. She typed some numbers. "The state of Georgia calculates child support based on income. You told me you make about $70,000 a year as a real estate agent. For 3 children, the monthly child support would be about $1,700. For 4 years, that is $81,600 in back support, plus current support going forward." Derek could not breathe. $81,000, plus current support, plus his divorce from Jessica, plus lawyer fees. He could not afford that. "I do not have that much money," Derek said. You will have to pay it over time, Sharon said. The court will set up a payment plan, but you need to start paying immediately. Okay, Derek said quietly. There is more, Sharon said. You will not get unsupervised visits right away. The court will order supervised visits first. A social worker will watch you with the children. If you do well, after a few months, you can move to unsupervised visits. I will do whatever it takes, Derek said. You also need to get a paternity test, Sharon said. Even though the resemblance is obvious, the court requires official proof. Okay, Derek said. Sharon looked at Derek carefully. I also recommend you start therapy. Derek looked up. Therapy? Yes, Sharon said. You need to understand why you ran away from your marriage. You need to work on yourself. The court will want to see that you are taking responsibility and trying to be better. Therapy shows that. Derek nodded slowly. Okay, I will do therapy. Good, Sharon said. I will contact Carmen's lawyer and start the process. Do you know if she has a lawyer? I do not know, Derek said. I will find out, Sharon said. I will be in touch with you soon. Derek stood up. He shook Sharon's hand. He left the office and walked back to his car. He sat in the driver's seat for a long time before starting the engine. He opened his phone and looked at his bank account. He had about $15,000 in savings. It was not enough. Not even close. Derek thought about his BMW. He thought about his expensive apartment. He could not afford these things anymore. He would have to sell his car. He would have to move somewhere cheaper. His comfortable life was ending. This was the consequence of his choices. Derek drove home slowly. When he got to his apartment, he sat on the couch and stared at the wall. His phone buzzed. It was a text message from Sharon Hayes. The message said, Carmen agreed to paternity test and supervised visits. I will send you the details tomorrow. Derek read the message 3 times. Carmen agreed. She was giving him a chance. Derek felt a small bit of hope for the first time since yesterday. The next morning, Derek woke up early. He checked his phone. Sharon sent him an email with the details. The paternity test was scheduled for Thursday morning at 10 o'clock. The clinic was in Midtown Atlanta on 10th Street. Sharon wrote that Carmen and the children would be there. Derek would need to bring his identification. The test would take about 15 minutes. The results would come back in 1 week. Derek read the email 3 times. He would see his children again on Thursday. That was 3 days away. Derek felt nervous and scared. He did not know what to say to them. He did not know how to act around them. They were his children, but they were strangers. Thursday morning arrived. Derek left his apartment at 9:30. He drove to the clinic. He arrived 15 minutes early. He parked his car and walked inside. The clinic was clean and bright. There were chairs in the waiting room. A woman at the front desk asked for his name. Derek gave her his identification. She told him to have a seat. Derek sat down. His hands were shaking. He looked at the clock on the wall. It was 9:50. At 9:55, the door opened. Carmen walked in holding the hands of 2 children. Aunt Maria walked behind them holding the hand of the 3rd child. The children wore regular clothes now. No bunny costumes. Maya wore a purple dress. Mia wore a pink shirt and jeans. Marcus wore a blue shirt with a dinosaur on it. Carmen saw Derek. She did not smile. She walked to the front desk and gave the woman her information. The children looked around the clinic. They saw toys in the corner. Marcus pointed at the toys. Carmen nodded. All 3 children walked over to the toys and started playing. Aunt Maria sat down in a chair. Carmen sat down in a chair on the opposite side of the room from Derek. Derek wanted to say hello to the children. He stood up and walked toward the toy corner. Maya saw him coming. She grabbed Mia's hand and pulled her behind their mother. Marcus saw his sisters move And he ran to Carmen, too. All three children hid behind Carmen's legs. They looked at Derek with big, scared eyes. Derek stopped walking. He felt his heart break. His own children were afraid of him. "I am not going to hurt you," Derek said quietly. "I just wanted to say hello." The children did not move. They stayed behind Carmen. Carmen put her hands on Maya and Mia's shoulders. "It is okay," Carmen said to the children. "He is not going to hurt you. You are safe." A nurse came out from a door. She held a clipboard. She was a young woman with dark skin and a friendly smile. "Morrison family?" the nurse called. Carmen stood up. She held Mia's hand. Aunt Maria held Maya and Marcus's hands. They all walked toward the nurse. Derek followed them. They went into a small room with a desk and several chairs. The nurse smiled at the children. "Hello," the nurse said. "My name is Nurse Kelly. We are going to do a very quick test today. It will not hurt at all. I am going to use a cotton swab to touch the inside of your mouth. It will feel like a soft tickle. That is all. Does that sound okay?" The children looked nervous. Marcus hid his face in Aunt Maria's leg. Maya held Carmen's hand very tight. Mia's eyes filled with tears. "It is okay, babies," Carmen said. "It will be very fast. And then we will get ice cream after. Would you like ice cream?" The children nodded. They liked ice cream. Nurse Kelly knelt down to their level. She opened a package and took out a long cotton swab. She showed it to the children. "See? It is very soft," Nurse Kelly said. "It will not hurt." She started with Maya. Maya opened her mouth. Nurse Kelly rubbed the swab on the inside of Maya's cheek. It took 5 seconds. Maya did not cry. Nurse Kelly put the swab in a plastic tube and wrote Maya's name on it. Then she did the same with Mia. Mia cried a little, but it was over quickly. Marcus went last. He was brave. He did not cry. Then Nurse Kelly turned to Carmen. "Your turn, Mom." Carmen opened her mouth. Nurse Kelly took a swab of her cheek. Then Nurse Kelly looked at Derek. "Now you, Dad," Nurse Kelly said. Derek sat down. He opened his mouth. Nurse Kelly took a swab of his cheek and put it in a tube. She put all the tubes in a bag and sealed it. "All done," Nurse Kelly said. She looked at the children. "You were all so brave. Here are stickers for being good patients." She gave each child a sticker. Maya got a rainbow sticker. Mia got a butterfly sticker. Marcus got a truck sticker. The children smiled at their stickers. They forgot about being scared. Nurse Kelly looked at Carmen and Derek. "The results will be ready in 1 week," Nurse Kelly said. "We will call you with the results." "Thank you," Carmen said. They all walked out of the room. Carmen, Aunt Maria, and the children walked toward the exit. Derek followed them outside. Carmen stopped on the sidewalk. She turned to look at Derek. "The lawyer will contact you when the results come back," Carmen said. "After that, we will talk about visits." "Okay," Derek said. "Thank you for doing this." Carmen did not respond. She walked to her car with the children and Aunt Maria. Derek watched them leave. He stood on the sidewalk alone. At least they agreed to the test. At least Carmen was giving him a chance. 1 week later, Sharon called Derek. The test results were back. Derek was the biological father of all 3 children. Nobody was surprised. But now it was official. The court had proof. Sharon filed paperwork for child custody and child support. 2 weeks after that, Derek received a letter from the court. The letter said he owed $85,000 in back child support. He also owed $1,700 per month in current child support. The letter said he had to start paying immediately. Derek looked at the number again. $85,000. He did not have that much money. He looked around his expensive apartment. He looked at his car keys on the table. He knew what he had to do. The next day, Derek drove his black BMW to a car dealership. He told them he wanted to sell it. The dealership looked at the car and offered him $32,000. Derek paid $45,000 for the car 2 years ago. He was losing $13,000, but he needed the money. He accepted the offer. He signed the papers. He took the check. He left the dealership in an old Honda sedan that he bought for $8,000. The Honda was 10 years old. It had scratches on the side. The seats were worn, but it ran well, and it was cheap. Derek also started looking for a new apartment. He could not afford the rent in Midtown anymore. He searched online for cheaper apartments. He found a small 2-bedroom apartment in East Atlanta. The rent was half of what he paid now. The apartment was not fancy. The building was old, but it was clean and safe. Derek signed a lease. He moved out of his Midtown apartment at the end of the month. Jessica finalized their divorce quickly. Her lawyer sent Derek papers to sign. The papers said they would split everything 50-50. Jessica would take half of their shared money. She would take half of the furniture. Derek signed the papers. He did not fight her. He knew he had no right to. Jessica took $23,000 from their shared account. She took the couch, the bed, the TV, and the kitchen table. Derek moved into his new apartment with almost nothing. He bought a cheap mattress and put it on the floor. He bought a small table and 2 chairs. That was all he could afford. Derek also started therapy. Sharon gave him the name of a counselor. His name was Dr. Raymond Price. His office was in Virginia Highland. Dr. Price was a black man in his 40s. He had a calm voice and kind eyes. Derek met with him every Wednesday evening at 6 o'clock. The first session was hard. Derek sat on a couch in Dr. Price's office. Dr. Price sat in a chair across from him. He held a notebook and a pen. "Tell me why you are here," Dr. Price said. Derek told him everything. He talked for 30 minutes without stopping. He told Dr. Price about Carmen, about the divorce, about blocking her number, about the children. When Derek finished, Dr. Price was quiet for a moment. Then he asked a question. "Why did you block Carmen's number?" Dr. Price asked. "I wanted to move on," Derek said. "I wanted to start my new life." "But why did you need to block her?" Dr. Price asked. "Why could you not just have a normal conversation with her?" Derek did not know how to answer. He sat quietly. Dr. Price waited. "I was afraid," Derek finally said. "Afraid of what?" Dr. Price asked. "I was afraid she would make me feel guilty," Derek said. "I was afraid she would make me feel bad about leaving." "So you blocked her to avoid feeling bad," Dr. Price said. "Yes," Derek said. Dr. Price wrote something in his notebook. "What kind of man do you want to be?" Derek looked at Dr. Price. Nobody ever asked him that question before. Derek thought about it. He thought about his father Thomas. He thought about his children. He thought about Carmen raising 3 children alone. "I want to be a man who does the right thing," Derek said, "even when it is hard." "Then you have a lot of work to do," Dr. Price said. Derek kept going to therapy every week. Slowly, he started to understand himself better. He admitted that he was selfish. He admitted that he was a coward. He admitted that he ran away because he was afraid of losing his freedom. He thought having children would make him boring. He thought being a father would trap him. Now he saw that he was wrong. In early May, Sharon called Derek with good news. The court approved supervised visits. Derek could see his children every Saturday for 2 hours. The visits would happen at a family center in Midtown Atlanta. A social worker would sit in the room and watch. If the visits went well, Derek could move to unsupervised visits after a few months. Derek felt excited and terrified at the same time. He went to a toy store and bought coloring books, crayons, toy cars, and dolls. He wanted to bring something for the children. He wanted them to like him. On the first Saturday in May, Derek arrived at the family center at 9:30 in the morning. The visit started at 10 o'clock. Derek wanted to be early. The family center was a building with bright yellow walls. There were pictures of happy families on the walls. Derek walked inside. A woman sat at the front desk. "I am Derek Morrison," Derek said. "I have a visit at 10 o'clock. "Yes," the woman said. "Brenda is waiting for you. Room 3 down the hall." Derek walked down the hall. He found room 3. He opened the door. The room had toys everywhere. There were shelves with books. There was a small table with 4 chairs. There were coloring books and crayons on the table. A woman stood in the corner. She was in her 30s with short black hair. She smiled at Derek. "Hi, Derek," she said. "I am Brenda Jackson. I am the social worker assigned to your case. I will be here during your visits." "Okay," Derek said. "There are some rules," Brenda said. "You cannot raise your voice. You cannot touch the children if they do not want to be touched. You must let them lead the play. If they become upset, the visit ends early. Do you understand?" "Yes," Derek said. "I understand." "Good," Brenda said. "Carmen and the children will be here in a few minutes." Derek sat down in one of the chairs. His heart beat very fast. He looked at the door. He waited. At exactly 10 o'clock, the door opened. Carmen walked in holding the hands of Maya, Mia, and Marcus. All 3 children looked at Derek with wide, uncertain eyes. Carmen walked into the playroom. Maya held her right hand. Mia held her left hand. Marcus walked beside Maya. The children stared at Derek. They remembered him from the Easter party. They remembered his loud voice. They looked scared. Carmen knelt down, so she was at their eye level. She spoke softly. "Do you remember Derek?" Carmen asked. "He is your father. He wants to spend time with you today." Maya looked at Derek. "Why does he look like us?" "Because he is your daddy," Carmen said. "You have his eyes. You have his smile. You have his dimples." Marcus moved closer to Carmen. He held her arm tight. "Why was he not here before?" Carmen's face was sad. She touched Marcus's cheek gently. "He was away, but now he wants to know you. He wants to be your daddy now." Mia looked at Derek. Her eyes were big and worried. "Is he going to leave again?" Derek felt his heart break. He got down on the floor so he was at the same height as the children. His voice was quiet and gentle. "I promise I will not leave," Derek said. "I will be here every Saturday. I want to know you. I want to be your daddy." The children did not move toward him. They stayed close to Carmen. Carmen stood up. "I am going to leave now," Carmen said. "You will stay here with Derek for 2 hours. Then I will come back and pick you up, okay?" "No!" Mia cried. She grabbed Carmen's leg. "Do not go, Mommy!" "I have to go, baby," Carmen said. She knelt down and hugged Mia. "But I will be back very soon. I promise. Brenda will be here with you. She is very nice. And Derek will play with you." Mia started crying. Marcus looked like he wanted to cry too. Maya held Marcus's hand. Carmen kissed all 3 children. She stood up and walked to the door. She looked back at them one more time. Then she left. The door closed behind her. The children watched the door. They looked scared and confused. Brenda sat down in a chair in the corner. She held a notebook. She smiled at the children, but she did not say anything. This was Derek's time. He needed to figure out how to connect with his children. Derek did not know what to do. He looked at the bag he brought. He took out the coloring books he bought. He put them on the table. "I brought some coloring books," Derek said. "Do you want to color with me?" The children did not answer. They stood near the door where their mother left. Maya looked at the coloring books. She saw one with dinosaurs on the cover. She loved dinosaurs. She took a small step toward the table. Then she stopped. She looked back at Mia and Marcus. "Do you like dinosaurs?" Derek asked Maya. Maya nodded, but she did not speak. Derek opened the dinosaur coloring book. He put it on the table. He opened a box of crayons. He took out a green crayon and started coloring a T-Rex. Maya walked closer. She watched Derek color. She stood a few feet away from the table. After a minute, she took another step closer. She picked up a red crayon. She colored the dinosaur's eyes red. Derek smiled. "That looks good," Derek said. "Red eyes are cool." Maya did not say anything, but she kept coloring. She colored for a few minutes. Then she sat down in a chair at the table. She pulled the coloring book closer to her. Derek gave her more crayons. She colored quietly. Marcus saw the bag with toys. He saw toy cars inside. He walked over slowly. He did not get too close to Derek. He took a red car out of the bag. He looked at it. Derek took out a blue car. He pushed it across the floor. The car rolled to the other side of the room. Marcus watched. Derek pushed the car again. This time Marcus smiled just a little. Derek saw the smile and felt happy. "Do you want a race?" Derek asked Marcus. Marcus did not answer, but he pushed his red car across the floor. It rolled fast. Derek pushed his blue car. Marcus's car went faster. Marcus smiled bigger. He picked up his car and pushed it again. Derek pushed his car too. They raced the cars across the floor. Marcus started to laugh. It was a small laugh, but it was real. Mia stayed on the other side of the room. She sat far away from Derek. She held a small stuffed rabbit that Carmen gave her. She watched her brother and sister play with Derek, but she did not join them. Brenda watched from her corner. She wrote notes in her notebook. She did not interfere. The 2 hours passed slowly. Derek tried to talk to the children. He asked Maya what her favorite dinosaur was. She whispered Brachiosaurus, but she did not look at him. He asked Marcus if he liked trucks. Marcus nodded, but did not speak. Mia did not talk at all. She stayed far away holding her rabbit. At 12 o'clock, Carmen came back. She knocked on the door and walked in. The children's faces changed immediately. They ran to her. They hugged her legs and talked all at once. "Mommy, I colored a dinosaur," Maya said. "I raced cars," Marcus said. Mia just held Carmen tight. She did not say anything. Carmen knelt down and hugged all three of them. "Did you have a good time?" Carmen asked. Maya and Marcus nodded. Mia shook her head no. Carmen looked at Derek. Derek looked sad. The children did not hug him goodbye. They did not wave. They just left with Carmen. Derek stood in the empty playroom feeling disappointed. Brenda walked over to Derek. "You did well for a first visit." "They did not like me," Derek said. "They do not know you yet," Brenda said. "They need time. They need to learn to trust you. If you keep showing up, they will warm up to you. Consistency is the most important thing." Derek nodded. He left the family center and drove home to his small apartment. He felt sad, but he also felt determined. He would show up next Saturday. He would show up every Saturday. He would prove he was not going to disappear. Derek showed up every Saturday for 3 months. Some visits were better than others. The second visit was almost the same as the first. The children played with the toys, but they did not really talk to Derek. The third visit was a little better. Maya asked Derek what his job was. Derek told her he sold houses. Maya asked more questions. What is a house? How do you sell it? Why do people need houses? Derek tried to answer all her questions. He liked that she was curious. By the fifth visit, Marcus brought a toy from home. It was a green dinosaur. He showed it to Derek. Derek said it was very cool. Marcus told Derek that the dinosaur's name was Rex. Derek asked if Rex wanted to race the toy cars. Marcus nodded. They played together for an hour. Marcus laughed more. He was not scared of Derek anymore. Mia was different. She stayed far away for many visits. She sat with her stuffed rabbit and watched. She did not play with Derek. She did not talk to Derek. Derek felt sad about this. He wanted all three of his children to trust him. He did not know what to do. He asked Dr. Price in therapy. "Give her time," Dr. Price said. "She is scared. She needs to see that you are safe. Just keep showing up. Do not force her. Let her come to you when she is ready." Derek followed Dr. Price's advice. He did not force Mia to play. He just kept coming every Saturday. He played with Maya and Marcus. He let Mia watch. In the 7th visit, something changed. Derek was coloring with Maya. Marcus was building a tower with blocks. Mia sat across the room with her rabbit. After 30 minutes, Mia stood up. She walked slowly across the room. She walked to the table where Derek was sitting. She put a piece of paper on the table in front of him. Then she walked back to her spot. Derek looked at the paper. It was a drawing. The drawing showed a man with green eyes and dimples on his cheeks. The man was smiling. Under the drawing, someone wrote "Daddy" in crooked letters. Carmen must have helped Mia write it. Derek looked at Mia. She was watching him from across the room. Derek felt tears fill his eyes. He tried to blink them away, but they fell down his cheeks. He cried in front of his children. He did not care. This was the most beautiful gift anyone ever gave him. "Thank you, Mia," Derek said. His voice shook. "This is beautiful. This is the best picture I ever saw." Mia smiled. It was a small smile, but it was real. She went back to holding her rabbit, but now she looked less scared. She looked at Derek differently. Derek carefully put the drawing in his bag. He would keep it forever. By the end of July, Brenda wrote a report for the court. She wrote that Derek came to every single visit. He was never late. He was patient and kind with the children. He did not raise his voice. He did not force them to do anything. The children were warming up to him. Maya talked to him about dinosaurs and school. Marcus played cars and blocks with him. Mia was still cautious, but she was making progress. She gave him a drawing. Brenda recommended that the court approve unsupervised visits. In early August, Sharon called Derek with good news. The court approved unsupervised visits. "You can take the children out of the family center now. You can pick them up on Sunday afternoons. You can take them to parks or museums or your apartment. But you must have them back to Carmen by 6 o'clock. Do not be late." "I will not be late," Derek said. "I promise." Sharon also told Derek that Carmen set rules. Derek must feed the children healthy food. He must not talk badly about Carmen. If he missed even one visit, the arrangement would be over. Derek agreed to everything. He would do whatever Carmen wanted. He would follow every rule. On the first Sunday in August, Derek drove to Carmen's apartment in East Atlanta. His heart pounded in his chest. This was the first time he would take his children somewhere alone. He was excited and terrified. He parked his old Honda on the street. He walked to Carmen's apartment building. He knocked on the door. Carmen opened it. The children stood behind her. They wore small backpacks. Derek could see juice boxes and snacks inside the backpacks. Carmen looked at Derek. Her face was serious. She spoke in a clear, firm voice. "Remember the rules," Carmen said. "You must have them back by 6 o'clock, not 6:15, not 6:30. 6 o'clock exactly. Do you understand?" "Yes," Derek said. 6 o'clock exactly. Feed them real food, Carmen said. Not just candy and soda. Real food. I will, Derek said. And do not talk about me, Carmen said. Do not say anything bad about me in front of them. I would never do that, Derek said. Carmen knelt down in front of the children. She checked their backpacks. She checked their shoes. She kissed each of them on the forehead. You are going to spend the day with Derek, Carmen said. Be good. Listen to him. I will see you at 6 o'clock tonight. Where are we going? Maya asked Derek. To the park, Derek said. We are going to Piedmont Park. We can see the ducks and play on the playground. I like ducks, Marcus said. Carmen stood up. She looked at Derek one more time. 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, Derek repeated. The children walked out the door. Marcus took Derek's hand without Carmen asking him to. Derek felt his heart jump. Marcus was not scared of him anymore. This small gesture made Derek feel happy and emotional. They walked to Derek's car. The children saw the old Honda. It was not fancy. It had scratches, and the paint was faded. But the children did not care. They climbed into the back seat. Derek helped them buckle their seat belts. He got in the front seat and started the car. They drove to Piedmont Park in Midtown Atlanta. It was a beautiful sunny day. The park was full of families walking and playing. Derek parked the car. He helped the children out. They walked toward the pond. There were ducks swimming in the water. Maya ran ahead. Mia and Marcus followed her. They stood at the edge of the pond and watched the ducks. What kind of ducks are those? Maya asked. Derek looked at the ducks. He did not know much about ducks. I think they are mallard ducks. What do they eat? Maya asked. They eat bugs and plants from the water, Derek said. He was not sure if that was right, but it sounded right. Can we feed them? Marcus asked. We do not have food for them, Derek said, but we can watch them. They stood at the pond for 10 minutes. The children pointed at the ducks and laughed when one duck chased another duck. Then they walked to the playground. The playground had swings, slides, and a climbing structure. Maya ran to the swings. She sat on a swing and looked at Derek. Can you push me? Maya asked. Derek walked behind her. He pushed the swing gently. Maya went higher. She laughed. Higher! Derek pushed harder. Maya swung high into the air. She laughed loud. Derek smiled. He liked hearing her laugh. Mia came over and sat on the swing next to Maya. Derek pushed both girls at the same time. They laughed together. Marcus climbed on the climbing structure. He climbed to the top and shouted, Daddy, look! I am at the top! Derek looked up. Marcus waved at him. Derek waved back. His heart felt warm. Marcus called him Daddy. This was the first time Marcus called him that outside of the family center. Derek felt tears in his eyes, but he blinked them away. He did not want to cry in front of the children again. They played at the playground for an hour. Derek helped Marcus climb the ladder to the slide. He caught Mia at the bottom of the slide. He played tag with Maya. The children were happy. They ran and played and laughed. But even in these happy moments, Derek felt a deep sadness. He thought about all the Sundays he missed. He missed 4 years of taking his children to parks. He missed 4 years of pushing them on swings. He missed everything. Derek looked at Maya. She was running across the playground. She had a missing front tooth. Derek did not know when she lost it. Carmen sent him a text message about it 2 weeks ago. But he was not there when it happened. He did not see her wiggle the tooth. He did not see it fall out. He just got a text message with a picture. Derek looked at Marcus. He watched Marcus climb. Derek did not know what Marcus's favorite food was. He did not know what songs Mia liked to sing before bed. He was learning these things now. but he should have known them all along. At 1 o'clock, they sat under a tree. Derek took sandwiches out of the backpack Carmen packed. He was learning these things now, but he should have known them all along. At 1 o'clock, they sat under a tree. Derek took sandwiches out of the backpack Carmen packed. There was peanut butter and jelly. The children ate the sandwiches. Derek gave them juice boxes. They sat on a blanket and ate together. Derek asked them about preschool. "What is your favorite thing to do at school?" Derek asked. "I like art," Mia said quietly. "I like painting." "I like playing outside," Marcus said. "I like story time," Maya said. "Our teacher reads us books about animals." Derek listened to every word. He asked more questions. He wanted to know everything about them. He wanted to make up for lost time. But he knew he could never truly make up for it. The first 4 years were gone forever. After lunch, they played more. They looked at flowers in the garden. They watched people throw frisbees. They walked around the park. At 5 o'clock, Derek looked at his watch. It was time to go. Carmen said 6 o'clock. It would take 30 minutes to drive back to her apartment. Derek did not want to be late. "We need to go now," Derek said. "Your mommy said I need to bring you home by 6 o'clock. The children did not want to leave. They wanted to play more. But Derek was firm. The children unbuckled their seat belts. Derek walked them to the door. He knocked. Carmen opened the door. The children ran inside, talking all at once. "Mommy, we saw ducks. Daddy pushed me on the swing. We ate sandwiches under a tree." Carmen smiled at them. She knelt down and hugged them. She looked up at Derek. Her face was surprised. "You are early," Carmen said. "I did not want to be late," Derek said. Carmen looked at him for a moment. Then she nodded. "Thank you." The children went inside to play. Carmen stepped outside and closed the door a little so the children could not hear. Derek took a deep breath. He needed to say something. He needed to try. "Carmen," Derek said, "can we talk for a minute?" Carmen crossed her arms. "About what?" "About us," Derek said. Carmen's face became hard. "There is no us, Derek." "I know I hurt you," Derek said. "I know I was terrible, but I changed. I am trying to be better. Maybe we could try again. Maybe we could be a family." Carmen shook her head. "No." "Carmen, please," Derek said. "I still care about you." "I do not care about you," Carmen said. Her voice was firm and clear. "Not anymore. I loved you once, but that love is dead. You killed it when you left me. You killed it when you blocked my number. You killed it when you refused to read my letters." "I am sorry," Derek said. "I know you are sorry," Carmen said. "But sorry does not change anything. Sorry does not give me back the 4 years I spent alone and scared. Sorry does not give me back the nights I cried myself to sleep. Sorry does not fix what you broke." Derek felt tears in his eyes. "So we can never be together again?" "No," Carmen said. "Never. I will co-parent with you if you stay consistent. I will let you see the children. But you and I will never be together. That part of my life is over. I rebuilt my life without you. I am proud of that. I do not need you anymore." Derek nodded slowly. He understood. He destroyed her trust. Some things cannot be fixed. "Okay," Derek said quietly. "I understand." "Good," Carmen said. She turned to go back inside. "Carmen," Derek said. She stopped and looked back. "Thank you for giving me a chance with them." Carmen looked at him for a long moment. "I am not doing it for you. I am doing it for Maya, Mia, and Marcus. They deserve to know their father. If you are going to be in their lives, then I will work with you. But if you hurt them or disappear, you will never see them again." "I will not disappear," Derek said. "I promise." Carmen went inside and closed the door. Derek stood on the sidewalk for a moment. Then he walked back to his car. He drove home alone. Carmen did not love him anymore. That hurt, but he understood. He caused this. He had to live with it. Derek picked up the children every Sunday after that. He took them to the zoo. He took them to the aquarium. He took them to the children's museum. They spent time together every week. Derek introduced them to his family. Linda babysat the children every Wednesday. She baked cookies with them. She read them stories. Thomas taught Marcus how to throw a baseball. Patricia took the girls to the park. The Morrison family loved Maya, Mia, and Marcus. The children were part of the family now. By December, the children called Derek Daddy all the time. They looked forward to their Sunday visits. They hugged him goodbye when he dropped them off. Derek was part of their lives, but Carmen was still the center of their world. She was the one they called when they were scared. She was the one they wanted when they were hurt. Derek was important to them, but he would never be what Carmen was. He missed his chance for that. One Sunday in early December, Derek arrived at Carmen's apartment to pick up the children. Carmen opened the door. A man stood behind her in the kitchen. The man was Asian. He was about 35 years old. He wore a blue shirt and jeans. He smiled when he saw the children. "Kids, say goodbye to David," Carmen said. The children waved. "Bye, David." Derek's stomach dropped. Who was David? Carmen saw Derek's face. She stepped outside and closed the door a little. "Derek, this is David Chen," Carmen said. "He is my boyfriend. We have been dating for 2 months." Derek stared at Carmen. He felt like someone punched him in the stomach. Carmen had a boyfriend. She moved on. She was dating someone else. "His name is David Chen," Carmen said again. "He is a nurse at Grady Hospital. He is kind to the children. They like him." Derek did not know what to say. He felt jealous and angry, but he also knew he had no right to feel that way. Carmen was not his anymore. She told him clearly that they would never be together again. She was free to date whoever she wanted. "Okay," Derek said quietly. "I wanted you to know," Carmen said. "David will be around sometimes when you pick up or drop off the children. I want you to be respectful to him." "I will," Derek said. His voice was flat. The children came outside. They wore jackets and backpacks. Derek helped them to the car. He buckled them in. He tried to smile and act normal. But his mind kept thinking about David. Another man was in his children's lives. Another man was in Carmen's life. Derek caused this. He pushed Carmen away. Now someone else made her happy. Derek took the children to the park like always. But he was quiet. The children noticed. "Daddy, are you sad?" Mia asked. "No, sweetie," Derek said. "I'm just tired." But he was sad. He was sad about many things. He was sad that he lost Carmen. He was sad that another man was in his children's lives. He was sad that he could never get back the time he lost. But Derek did not say any of this to the children. He played with them. He pushed them on swings. He acted like everything was fine. At 6 o'clock, he brought them back to Carmen's apartment. David was still there. He opened the door with Carmen. He smiled at the children. "Did you have fun at the park?" David asked. "Yes," Marcus said. "Daddy pushed me really high on the swing." David knelt down. "That sounds fun. Did you go down the slide too?" Marcus nodded. He started telling David about the playground. Derek watched. He felt like an outsider. He said goodbye to the children and left. He drove home feeling empty and alone. Derek kept showing up every Sunday. He never missed a visit. He paid his child support every month. He went to therapy every week. By Christmas, Derek had been a consistent father for 8 months. He proved he was not going to disappear. The children trusted him now. They loved him. But Derek lived with regret every single day. He knew he would never get back the first 4 years. He would never be the father who was there from the beginning. He had to earn every moment with his children. He deserved that struggle. On Christmas Day, Linda Morrison hosted a party at her house in Buckhead. It was the same house where the Easter party happened 9 months ago. But everything was different now. Snow was falling outside. This was rare for Atlanta. The children were excited about the snow. Linda decorated the house with lights, a big Christmas tree, and red ribbons. The whole Morrison family gathered. Derek arrived early to help his mother. He brought presents for Maya, Mia, and Marcus. He wrapped them himself. The wrapping paper was crooked, but he tried his best. Linda hugged Derek when he arrived. She looked at his face. She saw that he was tired but also more peaceful than before. "I am proud of you," Linda said. "You worked hard this year. You showed up for those children every single week. You did not give up." "Thank you, Mom," Derek said. "I know it has been hard," Linda said, "but you are becoming the man I always hoped you would be." Derek helped his mother set the table. He put out plates and forks. He felt nervous. Carmen was coming today. David was coming with her. Derek would have to see them together. He would have to watch another man make Carmen happy. This was hard, but Derek knew he had to accept it. This was his reality now. At 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Carmen arrived with the children. David walked beside her. The children wore matching red sweaters. They looked happy and excited. They ran into the house shouting, "Merry Christmas!" They saw Derek standing near the Christmas tree. Their faces lit up. "Daddy!" they shouted. They ran to him and hugged his legs. Derek knelt down and hugged all 3 of them. This moment still felt like a miracle. 9 months ago, they were afraid of him. Now they called him Daddy. Now they ran to him with joy. Derek felt grateful. David walked in behind Carmen. He wore a gray sweater and jeans. He smiled politely at everyone. Linda welcomed him warmly. Thomas shook his hand. Patricia and Michael said hello. The Morrison family was kind to David. They saw that he treated Carmen well. They saw that he was patient with the children. Derek watched all of this. He felt jealous, but he said nothing. He had no right to be angry. The day was full of food and laughter. The children opened presents. Maya got books about dinosaurs. Mia got a paint set. Marcus got toy trucks. They played with their cousins. They ran through the house laughing. Linda took pictures. Thomas sat in his chair and smiled. Patricia and Michael joked with each other. Carmen talked with Linda in the kitchen. They became close over the past months. Carmen forgave Linda for believing Derek's lies. Family was important. The children needed their grandmother. Derek watched David help Carmen in the kitchen. David carried dishes. He poured drinks. He talked to the children and made them laugh. He was a good man. Derek could see that. David treated Carmen with kindness and respect. Derek wished he had been that man, but he was not. He was selfish and cruel. He ran away. Now David was there. David was the good man. Derek was just the father, trying to make up for lost time. In the afternoon, Derek sat on the couch. Maya sat on his right side. Mia sat on his left side. They looked at a picture book together. Marcus sat on the floor playing with his new trucks. Derek felt happy in this moment, but he also felt sad. He looked around the room. He saw his family. He saw his children. He saw his ex-wife, who was happy without him. He was grateful to be here, but he also felt like an outsider in his own family. This was his punishment. He accepted it. As the sun started to set, Linda called everyone to the living room. She wanted everyone to sit together. She had something to say. Everyone found a seat. Carmen sat on a chair with David beside her. The children sat on the floor. Derek sat on the couch alone. Linda stood in front of the Christmas tree. "I want to go around the room," Linda said. "I want everyone to share one thing they are grateful for this year." Patricia went first. "I am grateful for my niece and nephews. I am grateful I finally got to meet them. I love them so much." Michael went next. "I am grateful that my brother is trying to be better. I am proud of him." Thomas spoke. "I am grateful for second chances. I am grateful that mistakes can be fixed if people are willing to work hard." Carmen spoke. Her voice was calm and clear. "I am grateful for my children. I am grateful for this family. I am grateful that Maya, Mia, and Marcus know their family now." The children were too young to understand the question. They just clapped. Everyone smiled. Then it was Derek's turn. He felt his throat get tight. He looked at his children. He looked at his family. His voice shook when he spoke. "I am grateful that my children gave me a chance," Derek said. "I am grateful that Carmen let me into their lives. I know I do not deserve it. I know I messed up. But I will spend the rest of my life trying to be worthy of them. I will spend the rest of my life trying to be the father they deserve." The room was quiet. Linda wiped tears from her eyes. Carmen looked at Derek and nodded. It was not forgiveness, but it was acknowledgement. That was enough for now. Derek would never have Carmen's forgiveness. He destroyed too much. But he had his children. He had his family. That would have to be enough. After dinner, the children wanted to go outside. Snow was still falling. The ground was white. The children had never really seen snow before. They were excited. Carmen helped them put on coats and gloves. They ran outside with their cousins. Derek stood at the window and watched. Maya, Mia, and Marcus tried to build a snowman. They rolled snow into balls. They laughed and threw snow at each other. Their cheeks turned pink from the cold. Their laughter filled the air. Derek smiled, but his eyes were sad. He was part of their lives now, but he would always carry the weight of what he lost. He would always wonder what could have been if he had been brave instead of a coward. He missed their first 4 years. He missed their first words. He missed their first steps. He missed their first birthdays. He would never get those moments back. They were gone forever. But Derek also learned something important. Being a father was not about being perfect. It was not about being there from the beginning. It was about showing up every single day. It was about being consistent. It was about loving your children and proving that love through actions, not words. Derek showed up every Sunday for 8 months. He would show up every Sunday for the rest of his life. That was all he could offer now. He hoped someday it would be enough. Derek understood now that some consequences last forever. He hurt Carmen, and he would never have her back. He missed the first 4 years of his children's lives, and he would never get that time back. He would always be the father who had to earn his place. But he also understood that he could still be a good father moving forward. He could still show his children that he loved them. He could still be there for them every single day. That was his legacy. That was all he could leave for them now. And he would spend the rest of his life trying to make it count. If you enjoyed today's video, I'm sure you'll love the next one. Don't waste time. Just click on the screen